Up its blade and we're moving on to Beacon 3. Immediately you're going to throw your nades out. All of them. We just got a bit of dialogue here. I'm actually just going to fast forward through this. You go through this door, pull out the arc tool. Wait for cold to count us down. Go through here. This is like a pretty casual segment. You just kind of spray all these green lights. Go around. Be mindful of your charge in the arc tool. It can just kind of overheats. And then you lose like 5 seconds to it charging up. That's a pretty basic segment. You don't really need to practice at all. You just kind of do it. You can like come up on the roof here if you like wall jump up. You want to pull around. We're really just waiting here. So BT's gonna say this could use your skills. Cole's gonna say his line, and then we embark after he's done. Gonna BT here. We're gonna switch to Ronin. Gonna dash. Base dash. Just come up here. Switch to Brute. You want to get in like the middle of these pipes. I'm gonna line up your crosser with the middle of the door here. Get right in the middle. We're gonna hover, then disembark. And shoot this immediately. That's gonna give us some moon boots actually. It gives you roughly 15% less gravity. There's another way to do moon boots. You can also shove BT into this corner, which is a bit easier. But I think line up with the middle is pretty easy. So I'd just do that, even if you're a beginner. We come over here and we get into one of the hardest tricks in the game, super fastball. There's like a few ways to go about this. I'm going to show the most basic way first, which is just normal super fastball. We're going to jump out of BT's hand. He's also going to throw us. And we just get launched all the way over top. I'm just going to show the route really quick without explaining it, just to see what you're getting into. You just carry the speed all the way through. Come over here. Usually you have the softball here, you can like boost a little if you want to. Over here, grab the gaff stars. We boost all the way over to this module. That's like a really hard segment. I'm gonna go through this step by step now. So when you come into BT's hand here, you want to make sure you're not like jumping, you're not sliding or anything. Just stand still, let him pick you up. I'm gonna fast forward through this. We hold A and D and jump. My lineup for jumping or doing the double jump right there. I like to double jump right when I get to like the top of the crane here, this part. Double jump. Land on this bridge. Early double jump. Land on this roof. Early double jump. Strafe around. Wall kick. Wall kick. Come to this side. Might need a tap strafe once or twice. Come around this wall. Go all the way to the finish. This is a very hard strat, so it's definitely gonna take a lot of tries to get this. So come in BT. Look at my input display. I'm gonna hold A and D and jump. Jump at the crane arm here. Scrape all the way around. Double jump early. Hit the roof. Early double jump again. Land on that thing. Wall kick. Wall kick. Capture onto this wall. Capture for around. You can actually just slow down there and wall run there. If you don't like tap strafing around. Over here, grab the graph stars. We have a specific setup for this graph star boost. We come to this cross right here. You don't need to like line it up specifically. You just want to be in like this general area, and it'll work. You throw it like kind of at the top of this wall, but not quite. Just a little bit below. And when the graph star like almost stops moving, that's when you walk up to the wall, or run up to the wall. And then you wall run CFab off when you get to the end. I'll show it again. Let me actually make a quick save here. So you grab the grab stars, come across, throw it at the top. Make it near the peak. I actually got my double jump eaten there, wow. Show this again. Right before it stops moving. Defib. Strafe all the way around. If you don't get a great grab star boost, you might like land down here. So you just come up on this platform here, walk up, double jump, tap shift around the wall run, just like that. And then you come over as usual, jump in, grab the module. You actually want to make sure, very crucial, you don't crouch when you grab the module here. That's gonna like soft lock you if you happen to die anywhere in this next segment. So don't crouch here. Unless you're confident you can do the entire section without dying, but that is a big prayer. Come to the cross, grab star, right before it stops moving, C-fib, and you tap strike a little. You can wall kick off like that, and grab the module. I'm gonna show all of this in full motion one more time. A and T, hold space, switch to strafing right, jump at the top of the crane arm, land on this, early double jump. That might have been a little early. Still make it work though. Actually, what I should go over is you don't actually have to land on that whatever that thing's called. You can still make the wall kick without that, but it's a little tight. I don't like the middle there, so you don't have to actually land on that. You can come up here and still get the wall kick barely. I kind of lost speed there, so there's actually a back we can do here. You can like jump on that ledge, come around, you land over here. So in this case, you can kind of just like grab this wall over here, C-fib off, and just come around as normal. There's actually like a ton of backups everywhere in the strat, but I do not have time to go over every single one. Just as some general advice, you just want to try and keep speed through the entire thing. Try and stay on top of the rooftops, don't go down below if you mess up. Because finding a good line through there is going to be like near impossible. If you think you have enough speed, you can go for that wall. If not, you can just do the back that I just did. Over here. And I should note actually there's a trigger you have to hit here. There's actually triggers all the way through you have to hit here. That's the reason why we don't go over like the top that bridge over there. There's like triggers all the way through here that we have to hit. And doing that route, make sure that you hit all of them. There's another trigger here that you have to hit. So you want to take like a pretty wide line for the left just to be safe. But I've actually seen people like take a pretty like greedy line here and still get the trigger, so honestly I don't even know anymore. And then come up here and it's same strat. Have the graph stars boost over. So let's say you like mess up super fastball like immediately, which kind of sucks if that happens. Let's say you like climb on this thing. That kind of sucks. I have no like specific route here, but you literally just want to stay like on the rooftops if you can. Try and go for like C-fibs and crouch kicks, and just kind of keep chugging along. You definitely don't want to turn the crane arms. That's like incredibly slow. You can easily make it through here without. You can go off the wall here. You can wall run off, C-fib, slowly strafe around. Here you can like climb up and grab that wall, or alternatively, you can grab this wall, come to this wall, tap around to the backside, C-fib off, and make it over here, and then keep going like that. But I think the easier route for beginners is just going to be coming all the way over the top. I'll try and get back there real quick. Actually, you want to go off the rail here. It makes it a bit easier. Come up here. You can like grab the pipes. Actually, I wouldn't grab that. I would just grab the wall up here. Probably a bit simpler. C-Feb off. You got crouch kick or something. Come down here. Then all the way around as usual. And yeah, that's like the super backup if you fuck up right away. Grab the graph stars, and it's the same strat. Throw it at the top, just before it stopped moving. Wall run C-Feb. Come up here, don't crouch, and grab the module. There is another harder variation of this strat called Super Fastball Deluxe. I have a pretty weird rep for this, but I think it is like kind of secretly goated in my opinion. So, gonna do the same strat. We're going to hold A and D. We're actually gonna jump. We're gonna double jump a bit earlier. There's like a specific lineup that I use for this. So the lineup that I use for the double jump timing here is when, I think it's this pole. Let me actually check real quick. So I double jump right when this left side of the pole here lines up and kind of fills in this gap here completely. That's when I double jump. I'll show it off here. Fast forward through this. Then lines up, I double jump. I'm just gonna try and show off my route real quick, just so you can get an idea of what I do here. Off the pipe. Around here. Tap strafe. And we actually got the grab stars early, and we can grab star boost all the way from back there and grab the module instead. So that's kind of the concept of Deluxe. We get the grab stars early, and so we can boost to the module early. I'm gonna go more in depth with my setup here. So when the pole aligns, jump, double jump. When I hit this pole, instantly double jump after sliding off. 2 ground jumps there, double jump, land on the pipe, land on this pulley. Off the top here, hit the rail. Tap strafe, tap strafe. That was not a great boost. So you can like land all the way down here and like climb up like this. Although depending on how far you're down, it might actually just be faster the reload checkpoint and try the grab star boost again. We're gonna go through that again. The pole's aligned, double jump. Light off this pole, instantly double jump. 2 jumps, grab the grab stars. Off the pipe, off the pulley, on the roof here, early double jump, land on the rail, tap strafe, tap strafe. Diagonal jump on that double jump there, by the way. That was another bad lineup there. Usually I go like fast enough where I don't even need to like slide into it. I can actually like stop for a second, walk up to it, and then jump into the grab star. I'll try and show that real quick. So sometimes I'll like double jump there accidentally if I miss time the second jump. In that case, you just jump to the same pipe. You just jump off the roof instead and it still works. See if I can do it here. So yeah. I actually went to it earlier, but you can see how I can get enough time to just kind of walk up to it. And my cue for when I want to jump into it is when the grab star kind of makes the noise. So it goes like... So when it does like the... I jump, run and jump into it. That's going to give you a good boost all the way up. Most people go for like an easier grab star lineup there. They actually take like a completely different line before. So I'll show that real quick. So double jump there by accident again. It's fine, just go off the pipe. Whoops. You can actually take an extended slide off the pipe if you don't think you have enough height. Or enough speed, that is. So if I'm going like 105 to 108, I might actually take an extended slide off the pipe just to be sure that I make the jump. It's not too important though. So you can extend slide off and still make it. But that was actually too much height, so I didn't need to go for there. I actually could have saved that with a half slide. But this is a very hard trick, if you can't tell. It's very common that you'll need to make like micro adjustments just to make sure the entire route works. Jump off. On notes, that grabbing the grav stars there is actually like surprisingly consistent with the strat. I noticed a lot of people will like commonly get like 1 or 2 grav stars, which is pretty bad. If you're having trouble with that, honestly, like, come and try my strat, because I get 4 grav stars like pretty much every time. So off the pipe, that was pretty slow, so taking a sense slide up. So what most people do, you take that same wall off the curved wall, come around here. That was kind of slow. She'll be like up here. When people like throw the grav star when they're on the wall, or when they jump off the wall, it's a bit safer to set up. You just kind of jump into it. That was a bit slow. So yeah, kind of like that. That's what a lot of people do. But it's a bit simpler, a bit safer. But I kind of like to just send it, keep all the speed around. Because usually I'll just get enough speed to get the grav star anyway, and I don't actually have to like time anything. I'll show this one more time just for good measure. Align the poles, double jump, straight for the right, straight back to the left, slide off, double jump, 2 quick jumps, grab the grav stars. Going pretty slow here, so I'm going to extend slide hop. Off the pulley, over the top, early double jump. Land on the rail, might need tap strafe here a little. Tap strafe, put the grav star. All the way around, and up to the module. And don't crouch. Very sick segment if you can hit it all the way through. Very hard though, gonna take a lot of practice. So I would not worry about it too much. And then we move on to Zipless, which is just kind of just as hard of a strat. So we're gonna get into that. Alright, for Zipless, I'm going to be using Sway's setup. I like it a lot. We're going to go through that step by step. So immediately after you come into the module cutscene here, this platform is actually going to start moving backwards, so you want to run off immediately. Time is of the essence. We're going to pull out the grav star immediately. We're going to take a few steps and jump off and kind of strafe around on those little beams there. So pull the star, strafe to the right, strafe to the left. You actually throw the grav star as you're like kind of strafing around, which is why the setup is kind of nice. You don't have to think about like aiming the grav star at all. And you also get the boost like super early, which is also nice. So I aim to throw it like in the middle of the platform. You're gonna have to like do like some micro adjustments based on where you end up throwing it. So for example, if I throw it far ahead, I'm going to take some very small strafes so that my line coming over here is a bit better, a bit faster. That by the time the grav star explodes, I can slide up into it and get a good boost. If you throw it kind of far back, you either want to take like a wide strafe line so your line is bad, or you can like, alternatively, you can tap S a little, and that's going to make you slow down a little bit, and then try and time it. But if I hit it like right in the middle, I'm just going to take like some average strafe lines, and usually it'll work out. So let me try and go through some examples here. Pull the grav star, take a few steps, jump off, strafe, throw. That's a pretty average throw. Average strafes. And come around. I'm trying to do a far one here. That's a little far. That was actually a little too far. At some point, it just kind of becomes unsavable. So there, that worked because I kind of threw it a little late. You can kind of see what I mean. If you take smaller strafes, you'll get to the other side a little bit quicker. Kind of like that. That was a pretty good example. But I threw it kind of past the middle of the platform. If I take smaller strafes, get better line, get there faster, and I get a good boost. Let's throw it close here. That was not a good example. So you want to take like some really wide strafes here. It's a little close. That kind of worked. Not gonna get the height though. I'm gonna tap S a little here. That kind of worked. I got a good like upward boost there, so I think this is salvageable. Oh, just barely not. You can mantle this if you don't get enough height. So yeah, that's Sway's setup in a nutshell. Strafe around. Try and throw it in the middle, that's a bit far. So yeah. If you do mess up the Zipless strat there, or the graph star boost, you come and mantle on this pillar here, and you'll see these 4 dots. You throw it in between the 2 pairs. When it gets to the top, you slide off. And that's called Poverty Zipless, or P-Zip. It's a very easy setup, and even the most like beginner runners can hit it pretty consistently. Try and show it again here. Let me actually make a quick save for this. So you land down here, mantle at the corner of this, throw it between the holes in the ground. I like to slide up just before it gets to the top. I get a bit better of a boost that way. Then you credit check off and come over here. So in the rare case that you actually don't have any grav stars, or you don't want to go for a grav star boost, you can come up to this wall right here. It's pretty slow. You can CFEP off and just kind of go around that way. You can get to the same spot. There's one more backup that you can do here if you happen to like fail a crouch kick here or something, or you don't have enough speed. You can come up on top of this wall, throw the grav star. So does the wound, you want to slide into it. I did a bit late there. Throw the grav star down. You can also use like little like debris around the grav star as a visual cue too. So like I like to wait till there's like a full circle. Then I know it's about to come. But yeah, that's the backup. If you don't get enough speed to jump all the way across, hop up on the wall and grav star across. So when you get to the next part of Zipless, where we actually kind of do Zipless and not just the boost. You keep speed all the way through here. Turn off that. Slide up all the way through here. I threw that by accident. You can crouch kick off these walls. I kind of missed it though. Ideally, you want to like land up top, or you can land on this catwalk here, and you keep speed all the way across. You can just skip the zip line. Let me try and get a good clip here. So turn this off, crouch kick, turn this wall off. You can pretty much just spray everything here. Not that important. You crouch kick off of that. So ideally, you'll like land up top here. And we jump all the way across, skipping the zip line, hence we do Zipless. I'll try and get a clip of where you land like on the catwalk down below. So you can actually do like a double wall kick there. So you can like land on this catwalk and jump all the way across. Or alternatively, you can double jump up to this wall, crouch kick off, and go across, but I don't have enough speed, so I'm going to CFib. And then grab the zipline if you have to. If you don't have enough speed to get Zipless, you can either do a grav star boost at the top, or you can just grab the zipline. I would just grab the zipline. It's a lot simpler, and really not that much slower. But yeah, that's Zipless. I'm going to go over another variation of the strat that I like to do, and honestly I think is actually a bit easier than normal Zipless. This is called Hyper Zipless. We're actually going to use platform velocity to our advantage. So we hit that platform just as we're falling down into it, and that kind of launches us up. And we can just fling all the way across. Double jump. You can actually get here a bit faster. I'm surprised I don't see a lot more top runners doing this, because I do find it a little bit easier than normal Zipless. I don't really like normal Zipless that much, because When you come over here, there's just like so many walls and different lights they have to turn on, and it's just kind of like visually distracting, and there's a bit too much going on. Hyper Zipless just kind of simplifies it. Turns it into one consistent line every time. I'll show it again here. Crouch kick off. Pretty good speed here. Crouch kick. I like the early double jump. Fall into this. That was actually pretty late. Hard to hit these tricks when you explain them at the same time. You wouldn't believe it. The same opening, crouch kick off of here. Do an early double jump. And hit it as I'm falling down. I think the more you look to the left, the more speed you're going to get from this. But that's just my my superstition, my speculation. There's actually some specific triggers I need to make sure that you're hitting. But doing either the Zipless or Hyper Zipless strat here. I'm pretty sure the first trigger is on this platform right here. I think it's like right around here. If you go around like the right side here, you actually miss it. So you want to make sure you go through the middle. And the other one is farther up. I'll try to show it here. The other trigger is actually going to be on top of the building coming up here. That's a very high launch. If you get that launch that high, you just want to slow down. And you want to land on that building, because that's actually where the second trigger is. If you don't hit both triggers, the Reaper will not spawn here, and this whole fight will not start, which we need to do to progress the level. I'll try and show that one more time. Get launched up. That's a pretty high launch. I'm going to slow down here. Hit the building. I just want to chuck any remaining grab stars you have at the Reaper. We're going to embark BT here. And that's Zipless. It's basically, this whole level is just like two really hard sequences of movement back to back. Definitely like a big, very like daunting level when you're on a pacer at this point in the run. But yeah, that's like the main bulk of the level. We just come into a Titan fight at the end here. So we embark BT. We're going to shoot this Reaper with brutes. You want to kill those guys coming out of the ship. Oh, that's the wrong loadout. It's fine though. Just shoot these guys with Expedition. They'll want to tactic cancel. Pretty much anytime you swap to a loadout with a shield, you'll want to tactic cancel. I don't think there's any spot where it's not optimal. So you come over here, shoot them in the ship again. Punch these dudes on the ground until they're all out of the way. So I like to look back here and I rocket anyone that's still back there. You don't really need to do that. They'll eventually just come over anyway. We rocket up here, punch any more guys on the ground. And when it's clear, we disembark. And usually you'll have the L-Star here, which is a lot better for killing enemies. You just want to go for headshots with the L-Star. This is the car, which is not the same gun, but it's the same strat nonetheless. Let's use the Spitfire. And there's like 3 spots where these stalkers can spawn in at the end. So they can spawn in this corner, back here, or in this corner over here. I'm going to show the fight one more time. This whole fight is actually like an auto-scroller. So you just have to do it like kind of fast, and you won't lose time. So one of those guys survived over there. That's actually fine. You can come back to kill him later. It's just easier to get them out of the way at the start. So you shoot the guys on the ship, punch on the ground. I like to come back, rocket anyone over here. Rocket up top. Melee any more guys on the ground. Shoot them even if you want to disembark. Come up top. Usually you'll have the L-Star, but I don't. You see the stalkers spawn over in this corner. They're both gonna die now. They can spawn over here, so you just saw them spawn in. Spitfire is not great for killing them at long range. It's pretty bad actually. If you have the L-Star and you hit headshots, they'll get melted like pretty quickly. They'll spawn over here. And they can spawn back here too, so make sure to watch out for that. So you'll hear the high strings come back in for the music, and you'll hear like a big bass drop, like a boom. And that's how you know the fight is done. So you just come over here, double jump all the way up. Keep spamming double jump to get to the top. You can jump over this just to be safe, and we hold E to interact with the module here. I'm just gonna fast forward through this, it's all just one big cutscene. Over here. I'm gonna dash immediately, switch to Ronin. Keep dashing. When we get to the ledge, we're going to phase dash and dash at the same time. Crouch. And then we get to another Titan fight section over here. I'm gonna make a quick save. Stand on these pipes. Reaper's gonna drop down. Don't want to get swished by them. The melee this one 3 times. Dash. Melee 3 times. Come up on this rock. Aim at like the corner of that ramp. Dash and arc wave. Shoot them both twice. You actually want to go to Brute here. So switch to Brute and just clean them up. Come back up here, switch to Scorch. Look at this rock to spawn manip. You'll hear them drop down. 1 gas trap, 2 gas traps. Stand here. Look up. And we're going to flame trap dupe. So if you look up, the flame trap actually gets ignited multiple times. And it'll do like way more damage than it's supposed to. Then we get into a Richter fight. It's funny that he kind of just walks out of his Titan here. Because we're just kind of standing right here. So we arc wave. 2 shots. Pull our Ronin core. Swipe him 3 times. Gonna nuke inject, and that's when the fight is over. If you get the nuke inject there, that's actually ideal. So we're going to do a strat right after. I'll show it in a minute. I just want to run through this again. So melee 3 times. Melee 3 times. Come up on this rock. Look to the ramp here that's going to spawn manip. Dash and arc wave. 2 shots on both these guys. This guy doesn't die, just finish him off with Brute. Kill this guy with Brutes. Dash over here, switch to Scorch. Look at the rock. Kind of spawn manip them. Gas trap, gas trap. Wait for the bubbles to disappear. Flame trap dupe. In very rare cases, they'll like run off in other directions. In that case, you can dash to them, try and flame shield. Whoops. You can dash up to them, flame shield, or switch to Brute, and just kind of snipe them with rockets. Either will work. So once again for Richter fight. Should make a quick save here. Arc wave. 2 shots. Ronin core. And when you Ronin core, you want to make sure you wait a second to actually do the first swipe. If you swipe immediately after doing Ronin core, it actually just won't work. It won't do any damage, but it still uses the core. So be careful about that. Let me actually try and show it here. It works still for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, that's why you want to be careful. So 2 shots, Ronin core. Until he's dead. So when he nukes injects, we're going to switch to Brutes. Hover and crouch onto that little piece of Geo there. Hop back into BT. When the elevator starts moving, we're going to disembark immediately. And I think that saves like 2 seconds or something. That's called Elmo Clip. It was found by Next Racer. And their kind of like mascot is Elmo. They named it Elmo Clip. So I'll show this one more time. Arc wave, 2 shots, Ronin core. Keep left clicking. Finish them off. And Elmo Clip. I should note, Richter won't actually always do the nuke attack there. If he does not like kind of like light up there, you'll just have to execute him. So in that case, you just kind of walk up to him, melee. Whoops. So yeah, so he's gonna nuke inject. So if he doesn't nuke, you just want to do what I did there. I just walk up to him melee, and that's gonna do a little animation, and then he'll die. And if you have to do execute, I think I might be wrong on this, but I don't think Elmo Clip saves any time if you have to execute. So you just walk in here, disembark, and then that's Beacon 3. Just got some cutscenes to watch after this. One thing to note with Elmo Clip, you can kind of run around this entire area because you clip it back outside. Do not grab the zip lines over there. That will, I think it crashes your game. Either way, just don't grab them. And we're basically just gonna wait around. Sarah's gonna talk to BT a little bit. Another cutscene here. And it's just not really that important. Serene's gonna fade out and the level is gonna be over. Yep. Very interesting. Cool, Sarah. And we're done. That's Beacon 3. Very hard level. A lot of like very hard movement sequences and tricks, but enough practice. You can get consistent at it. But yeah. Gonna be moving out of the beacon levels and onto Trial by Fire in the next video.